Hi, it's a Moore songbird. I was listening to an Tony Robbins tape, and he said, "What would you do to express love to someone?" So I did the exercise, and it said, "What would I do to express love to someone I love?" Number one, I tell them I love you. Although Govinda Singh says that's cheap. Number two, I'd kiss them all over their face. I'm thinking of Devon. Number three, I'd buy them something I think they'd like. Number four, I'd bake them something that tastes good. Number five, I'd turn them onto a great play or a piece of great music. Now, when I wrote that, I realized I am the muse to the world. Now, I found earlier that I was the muse, the music muse, the muse to music, to musicians, to bands, to groups. Okay, now I find I'm the muse to the world, which I had discovered earlier, but I didn't hold on to because I didn't have any reason to, I didn't have any way to substantiate this belief that I'm the muse to the world. Now it says, I have come, so this Bible verse came to my mind. I have come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I always related to that when I heard it. And as a child, I was always trying to put more joy into my family. And they were like thuds. It was almost impossible to move them to joy, but I was always trying to. Now I say, all that I am amounts to me being muse to the world. And what am I? I'm Einstein, Evangeline, Socrates, Emily Dickinson, Ayn Rand, Marcus Aurelius, Emerson, and Elvis Gerald, Marian Anderson, Sarah Vaughan, and Dr. Schweitzer, and on and on and on. These are identities I have discovered going back in time, being led there by Govinda Singh. Then it says, I'm not just the muse to music, or the music muse. I am born of desire to amuse a bored world. Am of use. Amuse. Am of use. Ma, return M-A, ma of use. Albert Einstein, a muse. Albert Einstein. Amuses. If you add an S to amuse, amuses. He certainly did that. I was reading where it said, who would you like to come back to life if you could have somebody come back to life? And people chose Albert Einstein. Ta-da! YouTube channel. Oh, I've been looking for a name for my YouTube channel. Einstein, Evangeline, E.T. extraterrestrial from the sun, amuses Earth. Okay, let's do it again. Einstein, Evangeline, E.T. amuses Earth. Or just the real E.T. amuses Earth. That would be good too. But still Einstein. And then Earhart, that was Amelia Earhart, which is ear plus heart. My ear, I listen to music. My heart, I feel the music. E-A-R-T-H. earth. The letters for heart spells earth. She art, with an S here, S-H-E, she art. The arts. The arts. The arts. Talk and share. Talk and share. Threats. The her eats. The her, H-E-R, the her eats. Eating is amusing. Eating is a lot of fun. Depends on what you eat, however, not dead cow booty. The her seats. She sees at talk and share. She sees at the system. She sees at the system. What's that? Seats. See, I saint energy. She's at the saint energy. And then you go over here. Saint Earth. Mother Eve. That makes total sense. Because I am the Earth Mother Eve, which I've known since 1979, I am interested in amusing a bored world. Because I feel responsible, because they're my children. So, the Mother Eve is the muse of the world. The Mother Eve has come to amuse the world. So she's no longer bored. And, more importantly, to teach the world how to amuse each other and themselves. Is that a worthwhile life? I think it is. Okay, these are some notes I took listening to Tony Robbins. He says, everyone has a need for... did I tell you that Sing Bird song, my son? I introduced him to Tony Robbins when he was young, and he still listens to Tony Robbins and learns from him. I'd like for Tony Robbins to have a conversation with Sing one day. Sing is the king of the world. He's a very important person. He's a very good person. That's why he's king of the world. Okay, so everyone has a need for love. Everyone has a need for relationship. Everyone has a need for certainty. And everyone has a need for uncertainty. Now let's deal with the uncertain state. The unknown. The surprise. The quality of your life is in proportion to the uncertainty you can live with. Now, Tony Robbins said this is the most important thing he'll say, and most people won't get it. They won't believe it. Okay? Because if you don't live with uncertainty, you live with certainty. And if you're certain, if you know it's going to happen all the time, that's very boring. Why bother to live it if you already know it? Right? And then he says, I talk and share. No, I said that. It's in the realm of unknown that your passion is aroused. That's when you feel alive, when your passion is aroused. Change is disintegration. Let me just say about this. I was talking to Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, she draws very well, she sings very well, and she writes very well. She doesn't write, sing, or draw with passion, however. So her work is boring unless you realize that her job used to be to write instructions. So when you write instructions, you don't do passion. You just do duplicate. You just duplicate the thing. So that's why she does that. Now, Eleanor Roosevelt was supposed to be mother to my husband, Devin Gangadine, but she wouldn't let him into her womb. She wouldn't have any children. So, had she allowed him in her womb, first of all, she would have had labor pains, which is real passion. You know, that baby wants to be born, and that baby's struggling to be born, and your body is stretching to accommodate the baby's big head, the brain. Okay, so she wouldn't go through that. So she didn't have the passion of motherhood. I don't know what else she could have had the passion of, but that's where she blew it. You know, so she would have had eternity of children, of love of children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. Instead, she has none of that. No child. Childless. She didn't even get married. Did she get married? I know she married Franklin Roosevelt, but I mean after that in other lives. I don't think she got married again. You know, so she has a nothing burger. And I'm sorry for her. Okay. Change is disintegration. Most people are at 5. A groove or a grave. That's what 5 is. Neither this nor that. In the uncertainty, you'll find your hunger. Food is only good when you're hungry. Significance. Everyone needs to feel important. By being a victim, some people choose to be important by being a victim. You can't be more of a victim than Einstein, who was made crazy by his mother, and who, after he had been sexually abused by his father when he was a girl. Okay, so she told him, well, what you experienced is not real, and what you imagine is real. So let me tell your imagination that it didn't happen. Okay, so she totally confused him. She made him backward. Okay, and he lived that way for millions, billions of years. So you can't get to be more of a victim than Einstein. So give it up. Some people find significance by having a child. Some people by making more money, and etc. We do what we do to achieve significance. That was Tony Robbins' point. Okay, so I think I've amused you for today. And this is Mother Eve, Evangeline, Einstein, Amore, Songbird, coming to you from New York City. So long.